Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Big Three Sports Talk Show. You're here with me, Ion Shaw, Kieran Costa, Nate Martin. With me, we have a lot to talk about today. We have two brackets to go over mainly. We're not going to be screen sharing them this time because they're pretty straightforward, but we have the 2022 NBA playoffs. We want to talk a lot about the series going on there. We also want to talk about the bracket for the UEFA Champions League. Some crazy things going down, like the next few games are going to be like Liverpool, Villarreal, Man City, Real Madrid. Going to be some crazy games. We're going to be predicting, analyzing. But before all that, we have to get into our two favorite segments, starting off with this day in sports history. Kieran, what do you have for me?
This day in sports history, 41 years ago, Tony Romo. Happy birthday, big fella. You weren't very good at winning games or catching snaps, but still a legend.
Love him as a commentator, one of my favorites.
He's fine.
And player of the week. I mean, this is one of the more exciting ones we've had in a while. Giving it to 20-year-old Japanese pitcher Roki Sasaki. April 10th, so that's 2 weeks ago now. He fired a perfect game, 19 strikeouts. So that's probably like the best perfect game ever. Maybe like in like a long time, like since like the dead ball era. And then in his next start a couple days ago, goes ahead and throws 8 perfect innings. So if you're counting at home, that's 17 perfect innings of baseball, which is insane. And so congratulations to Sasaki. Hopefully we'll be seeing him in the league a couple years from now. Hopefully on my Giants. That could be a little fun thing right there. But yeah, great stuff. Could have been a lot of players, and we'll get into some of the players that it could have been a little later on, but we felt like Roki Sasaki is the guy to give it to this week. Yeah.
All right, then let's first off kick it into, should we do NBA or soccer?
Let's start with soccer. Let's warm it up.
Yeah. All right, so soccer right now. Actually, you know what, Nate, we was talking about this more. Nate, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So basically, Champions League semifinal. First leg next week. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but
next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, got to be watching those during my free period. I love doing that.
You could go to class, try and get into college.
But I do have a free period on Tuesday. So I'll be watching one of the games then. We got Villarreal and Liverpool, and then we have Man City and Real Madrid on the other side. We'll start off with Villarreal, the underdog, the Cinderella story of a tournament. They beat Bayern Munich 2-1.
A late winner.
Great.
That was a great game.
Yeah, no, that was a fun one to watch. And then, so they've been a big Cinderella story. And Liverpool coming off of a bit of a scare. They looked vulnerable at times to Sporting, still got the job done. So fair play to the Reds.
They didn't play Sporting last round.
They played
Benfica.
Portuguese team. Yeah, Benfica. Okay, there you go.
They looked pretty handily. They beat Benfica 3-1 in the first leg and then just tossed out the second stringers in leg 2.
Yeah, so there's that. And then on the other side, Man City. Who did they play again?
They played Atletico.
Oh, no, like the WWE game, dude. Like, all-out brawl. That was crazy. But they got through against Atletico. I mean, Simeone just tried to park the bus, and he wasn't really playing for the win, it felt like. And then on the other side, Real Madrid had a 3-0 on aggregate. Chelsea comes back, makes it 3-3, but Real Madrid...
Make it 4-3. They made it 4-3. Then they go to VAR. Not a handball.
Okay, that's for VAR to decide. It's in the past.
Yeah, they decided wrong.
But then Vinicius Vinicius got the goal that sent it into extra time.
No, Rodrigo.
Okay.
Modric put the greatest pass I've ever witnessed on Rodrigo's foot, who taps it past Mendy. And then Ramadan Benzema, nets one in overtime. Chelsea was a heartbreaker.
It's crazy to me that Real Madrid, two of their midfielders are 35 with Modric and Cruz, and they're still playing at such a high level. I mean, Modric especially. He won the Ballon d'Or a couple years ago, obviously, and he hasn't really slowed down. He's looked
Led
really good.
Croatia to the World Cup final.
Yeah, I mean, that's why he won Ballon d'Or, it felt like to me. So fair play to Modric and Real Madrid. But, let's get into predicting these semifinals. Starting off with, I think, the easier one of the two, Villarreal versus Liverpool. I mean, I
We're
think
obviously just predicting the first leg. Well, next week, we'll react to that and then predict the second leg. But leg one, let's start Man City Real Madrid because that's a Tuesday game, the first game. I have City. No, I have it going 1-1. It's in Spain. So I think City will be lucky to get out of there with a draw and go to England.
I think it's going to be – I'm going to give it 2-1 Madrid. I think Benzema's playing really hot right now.
Wait. Let me make sure. It might be in the Etihad, the empty had. Okay, it is in England.
It doesn't matter. It's still basically a neutral site because no one shows up to
Because it's the empty had. Yeah.
Yeah. The empty had. Yeah, exactly. But I think, now keeping that in mind, maybe like a draw. I do like the sound of a 1-1 draw.
I think that Real Madrid's taking it 1-0.
Okay.
City's not getting shut out at home. I don't care if you tell me Courtois. I don't care how good you tell me Courtois is.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Liverpool 4-0.
Villarreal. I think you're giving too much credit to Liverpool. Not enough credit. I think 3-1 might be a fair score. 3-0 maybe.
You think they concede if they're trying? Second leg, Villarreal wins 2-1. But first leg, when Liverpool's trying, it's no competition.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it's gonna be like 3-2 actually.
Ooh.
Liverpool.
Ooh.
I think Villarreal could get one in. I mean, like we're also.
Well, you have them getting 2 in, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one is what I mean.
You want to bet with me right now with the recording button live? Over under 1.5 Villarreal goals. I'll give you 10-1 odds.
I don't want to bet anything.
10-1 odds.
I don't have
Villarreal
money.
goes under 1.5.
That's $1 to win 10, dude.
What's yours?
Doesn't matter. I'm setting you a line. Villarreal over under 1.5 goals. You think they score twice? I think they score less than twice.
I think they scored twice.
Okay. 10-1 odds.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Right.
Free
Okay.
money.
Stealing from a baby, dude. Stealing candy from a baby.
Aren't you
Kinda
winning?
messed up.
Wouldn't you be winning $1 in that sense? Would I be paying you 10?
No, you're giving
No.
me $1. I'm giving you 10.
All right, bro. You're like, oh, free money, free money.
Free money.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. So that I think that's our Champions League talk wrapped up. Before we get into NBA, I think it's kind of important to mention as the resident Niners fan that we got a bit of a bad situation in our hands. Deebo Samuel has requested a trade.
Future Cowboys wide receiver 1.
Okay, bro.
He did like a tweet talking about him in the white and blue, the blue star on his helmet. But I think what the Niners have handled so far has been like pretty good. Like I ever get like a king's ransom or just extend them. Like I think that's kind of the whole mentality they're approaching it with, and I think that's honestly fair.
Do you believe in the fact that like there'll be locker room problems after he's vocally wanted out of the organization?
For sure.
And you try and bring him back?
For sure. He could have handled this so much better. I mean, like last year we had a similar situation with Kittle and Warner, and both of them handled it professionally behind closed doors. And
he's
both
extending him an option. Will he not just sit out until he gets what he wants?
I could see him sitting out. But that's just kind of like it feels like to me every single time we see someone sit out, it never works out for them. Like it doesn't feel like the smartest idea. I think
until Ben Simmons comes back and wins 4 straight games for the Nets.
And we'll get into that a little later. But I mean, I don't even know if I want him on the team anymore. I mean, he's handled it so unprofessionally, and I love him, but like it's toxic.
But he's not
want
wrong.
him on the team, all right. You want him on the team He
Obviously,
carried
I
you
want him on the
guys.
team,
Come
but is
on.
it the right idea?
Who is your wide receiver one when he's gone?
Ayuk.
Ooh.
Bro, he goes to the same college as Ion. That tells you all you need to know, lad. The
Oh,
guy's
man.
smart off the field, but not on the field.
Where could you see a good fit for Debo? I think I like him on the Jets.
Dallas. What?
Yeah.
You're marooning him in the middle of nowhere?
Reunite him with McDaniels. No, not McDaniels. LaFleur. A Jets.
Send him to
OC.
Miami. Him and Tyreek.
They can't pull that off. They have nothing.
Isn't that the McDaniels we're talking about? Isn't he the
No,
new head coach?
I said McDaniels.
Oh, okay.
LaFleur.
I know where I know exactly where he's going.
Say the Steelers right now.
No. I'm not that stupid.
He's going to the Cowboys.
He's going to the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs.
Ooh.
I like that.
Tyreek is gone. They just got in Juju and Valdez Scantling. Andy Reid's known for, this sort of environment based off free agents. He's always been good with his wide receiver core. Mahomes needs his number one option. What better than Debo? Like, that would be such a good spot to
He'd be a
land.
number two option in that offense behind Kelsey. But like,
behind Kelsey. No, he needs a number one at the wide receiver.
okay, yeah. Like a guy who can
A
like
What do
wide
they have
receiver
to
one.
give is my question.
Then,
Like,
Debo,
think about it.
wait,
Debo wants to.
Is it King's ransom to you just like picks and picks and picks?
Yeah, picks and picks. Well, like for some a package that I heard that I like, which is like probably really unrealistic. But like Brian Burns and a future first from the Panthers. Like I really like the sounds of that because I love Brian Burns.
Oh my God! Sign and trade Jimmy G, and you have that deal.
I mean, what picks do the Chiefs? The Chiefs have picks.
Like Chiefs had their first, yeah.
The Chiefs have picks 29, 30, 50, 62, 94. They trade.
Debo moved on draft night.
One of the first rounders, maybe a third rounder.
Okay,
I think that's a fair deal.
How much would Debo be getting paid? Also, I know the Chiefs have.
He wants
nothing,
25
right?
million. He wants
But
25
right
to
now,
30.
nothing.
The Chiefs
But,
have
like,
18 million in cap.
Niners are sending out.
You know what?
Debo
I
payroll
think
player.
personally, I think Debo would take a pay cut for the ring. In my opinion, he would. He got close last year carrying that trash team.
What do you think
that
is
he would
going
take.
on here?
I think he would take a slight pay cut if they pitched a certain.
He's
Come
sitting out, so he's not taking a pay cut. The Niners can win games. They proved that last year.
Yeah, you're
Russell
spitting
Wilson
With him
gone.
carrying.
Yeah, why can't he do that again with a better quarterback?
I think he could take less of a pay. I think he could take less of a payload if it means getting the ring. In my opinion, I think that's.
But honestly, okay, as far as I can tell, it's not about money because the Niners are willing to give him money. They've offered him contracts. He's just not taking them. That's one of the things that I've heard. I've also heard that it's because he doesn't want to play wide back. He doesn't want to be considered. He just wants to be strictly a wide receiver, which is so weird to me because he has merch up on his website that says a wide back with his photo on there. Like he's marketing himself as a wide back, but he doesn't want to play that position.
Yeah,
Nate
he's just
is-
trying to make
because he
money.
loves Jimmy Garoppolo.
You're not paying him
why
any
would you love
money, so
Jimmy
he has to make
Garoppolo?
it somehow.
Nate, it's Nate. All right, Nate. That's using his website as an argument is pretty desperate of a Niner fan. I mean, come on now. Niner fans are looking at his
Just
website
play
now
him
to
at
see
a
what
wide
he's putting at.
receiver.
Maybe just play him at wide receiver and
Make
pay
the
him
kid happy.
and
But like he won't. He's not worth 25
Why
million.
did you
Says he-
send him earlier?
he's not worth 25 million.
He's not worth 25 million as a wide receiver. He's worth 25 million as a wide back. That's the whole reason that's his selling point as a versatile player. He's worth maybe 20 million, 18 million as a wide receiver, but he's not worth 25 million as
But
a
he's
wide
Which
receiver.
is
Dog of
exactly
Mark
what
or
he'd be
like
doing in
Devontae
Kansas
Adams
City.
and
So,
such.
well,
True.
he says that he wants to play a wide receiver specifically. He'd be doing just that in Kansas City for 18 mil.
Well, why would you rather play in Kansas City than San Francisco? Besides, the reasons that
Better.
you gave.
The quarterback.
Mahomes,
Quarterback, obviously, but
Andy Reid, debatably.
Andy
The
Reid's a good
barbecue.
coach, in my opinion. They have a better chance to go to the Super Bowl than the
The
Niners
new and
did.
improved offensive line.
That's true. They got plus his the wide receivers and
You just
the
get
receivers he's
bailed
going
out
to be
by
working. The
Travis
offense he's
Kelce.
going to be in that he's going to be running with.
If they
They're
weren't
run and
willing
gun.
to
They're
pay
high fat.
Tyreek,
They're high.
if they weren't willing to pay Tyreek, why would they be willing to pay Debo?
They were willing to pay Tyreek. Tyreek took the turn to. Oh wait, no, they couldn't have been willing.
They
He
were
went to
not
the
willing to
Dolphins.
pay
They were not willing
Tyreek,
to
it
pay
seems.
Tyreek.
Well, how much were they?
Wait, what did
I
they
think
get back in that trade? Picks,
Tyreek-
It
right?
was some like it was some
It
second
was
round.
future.
It was I
I
know
can
it was
send
like,
those to the Niners in this trade.
but I don't think you can get as good as a trade. I think the Tyreek Hill trade was the 2022 first round pick, 2022 second round pick, 2022 fourth round, 2023 fourth, 2023 sixth round. I think Deebo Samuel is not worth that much personally. I think, maybe you could justify like a first and a fourth, first and a third, and maybe like some later round stuff, but like he's not worth that much. So yeah. Whatever, dude. Let's move on.
Well, yeah,
Let's move on to the NBA playoffs. It's been a great first week. For me especially. For Kieran, not so much for Ion.
Hey,
I mean,
one of us went to the games. One of us didn't.
Who?
one of us wasted our money on to watch.
Yeah.
Freaking! Oh my god.
Curry. Now that guy's good. That guy should have won Player of the Week.
Weren't you in the nosebleeds?
But we watched Curry's warm up from the front row. Insane.
Oh, yeah.
The
That's
guy
sick.
is nice.
Oh yeah. But let's start off. I mean, we could start off with that series because it's been that definitely the name that's been thrown around, PTSD, nasty. That's a great lineup. That's probably one of the best. That's probably the best lineup that any team could roll
It's
out.
a dangerous lineup for any team to face right now. You got, I mean, we talked about this before the show. Warriors are just so versatile with their draft picks and the way they can bring up these young players and the just how fast they do it. Poole has grown into he's going to be a star for sure. He's being considered as the third Splash Brother right now with his 3-point percentage and the crazy shots he's been taking and making. Right now, yeah, they're up 3-0 against Denver, which Denver's been disappointing already, in the regular season, going to the 6th seed, considering last year, but the first, the second or something. But I think that one key factor in tonight's win, especially, was that clutch steal by Draymond. Just Draymond's energy,
Draymond's presence for them is
his
different.
presence for them is like, it just creates a whole new experience for the entirety of the Warriors team. I feel like he's really the glue that it kind of holds the Warriors together. And he's just a winner, which, you can't really take away from. The Warriors are looking more and more convincing to me, like every day I see them play. Now that they're fully healthy compared to regular season, I had my doubts starting in. I also have my doubts because Nate's a Warriors fan, but I mean, they've been breaking all my expectations.
Yeah, I mean, they've blown some of my expectations out the water. Like, I didn't expect them to come out that dominant in game one. I didn't expect Curry to play that efficiently coming back from injury. And he's been, I mean, what's impressed me most about the Warriors the playoffs so far is they've shot at an efficient level. I think today, like, Poole's been efficient all 3 games. I mean, I don't have the exact stats on me right now, but like he's been shooting. I think he shot 50% in every game, which is stupid. Clay's been shooting. I think Clay and Steph have both been shooting 40% from 3 as well. I mean, and they're going to hit their free throws. Like it's dangerous to run into a team with like 3 shooters like that, especially in a late game. Like that's really what won them the game against Denver tonight was that they were hitting their free throws down the stretch. They played good defense and they got.
Well, joke is they weren't though. Like Curry and Poole.
Yeah, at times they were missing them, but like it's Steph. Poole.
I think the difference in this series has been Draymond Green and Kevon Looney's defense on Nikola Jokic.
I wouldn't say Kevon Looney has not had some great defensive possessions. I do want to shout out
Looney's mid.
He's so
Looney's
bad.
mid this series. He's been great.
Ruined my 12-leg parlay. Can't get 5 rebounds. What kind of center is that?
But I think
don't sports really bet, crucial, kids.
Who's been really crucial for the Warriors this series is Nemanja Bjelica. He's had some great defensive possessions against Jokic. Had 10 points in game 2. He's looked really good. I mean,
he wasn't matched up on Jokic in game 2. He scored all his points when Jokic got ejected.
Yeah, I don't really think that. But
he got defensive stops on Jokic. He got stops on Jokic.
Bro is
Oh.
counting stops. Come on now.
Come on now.
Come
You
on,
have
lad.
to do that when you're playing against the MVP, you know? Like,
He's not the MVP anymore, in my opinion. This just takes it away from him. He's struggling so much right now. The Denver is down horrendous.
He's struggling while putting up a double-double.
I-
exactly.
they're
He's
a
struggling while putting
tire
up
fire,
20, like
dude.
30 and 15.
They're a tire fire, man. Like they're arguing with each other on the bed. They're just so
Oh my God, yeah.
dysfunctional.
In
There's-
game 2 is so funny watching them fight.
They-
Aaron Gordon
they-
was irate.
they're just so dysfunctional as a team. I haven't seen a more dysfunctional team in the playoffs in this playoffs, and Utah's in this playoff. So think about just how truly how
Against
dysfunctional Utah sucks. Okay. Wait. Before we get into the actually what the
I have
Utah
one more
series-
question about the Warriors. Okay,
Yeah.
so this morning Vegas has changed their title odds. The Warriors are officially have the highest title odds in the league right now. Do you agree
Oh.
with that assessment?
I do, because Devin Booker is might be out for 3 to 4 weeks.
I do
which-
not. I think it's recency bias a tiny bit. I still like the Bucks. Is Middleton?
Okay.
How long's Ferg?
Middleton's
Middleton's
out
out.
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think. Well, okay, first off, okay, wait. Before we go jumping around, is that all you guys have to say on the Warriors?
Yeah, I think that's all I want to say.
Well, then I want to talk about one of the most despicable, worst chemistry teams in the league, and that's Utah. Utah sucks. I want Dallas to win this so bad. We talk all the time on the show about how they're a regular season team. We could not be more correct. And I think the problem has truly been identified this series and this year. It's Donovan Mitchell. He's a phenomenal player. Listen to me. He's a phenomenal player. Puts up insane numbers. But when you watch him play, the amount he does not pass and takes crazy shots and insists on keeping the ball to himself rather than passing to one of the best big men in the league, and Rudy Gobert, which I hate to say that, but he is one of the best big men in the league. He's a great asset on offense and defense, but offensively, he does not get enough touches. I find it ridiculous that Utah's entire system is come out banging and just completely flat out fall apart in the middle of the second quarter. How do you lose to Dallas without Luka Doncic? Didn't Spencer Dinwiddie drop 41 on them?
No,
Jalen
Brunson.
Brunson.
Jalen Brunson, that's right. Jalen Brunson. Okay, fine. Yeah, Jalen Brunson drops 41 points on the Jazz. That's just
It was nice at Villanova.
look, he's nice, that's for sure. But
I feel like Donovan Mitchell is going to follow a very similar career path to Carmelo Anthony. Start off in a small market team in the Midwest, dominate, and then you sign with the Knicks, and then just go into irrelevancy, trying to fight for playing in the second round. He grew up a Knicks fan as well. That kind of adds to it.
I pray that he does not sign with the Lakers or the Knicks simply because the fan base would demolish him.
Oh no!
And
he's basically as you said, he's not passing the ball. Like, that's Carmelo to me, dude.
I mean, I find him
Not a
more.
bad comp.
I find him more uncooperative with specifically Rudy Gobert. I feel like if he was to partner with a better environment than what he's currently, and I feel that him going to, I think that him going to Toronto would be a good fit, in my opinion. The reason, look, him and Rudy Gobert.
By the time his contract's up, I think they will have torn it down and started rebuilding.
Yeah,
Maybe actually, but
Minnesota.
Minnesota, dude, get out of here.
I think he could go to the A for trade in a trade. That's like a blockbuster trade. And that's not gonna happen. I'm not saying that's gonna happen.
Has he signed his extension with the Jazz yet?
I don't know on
good
the
question.
details on that extension, but I'm not saying that's gonna happen. But the Jazz want a passer. Atlanta will right now take anything. They're an 8 seed. Donovan Mitchell would be a pretty solid trade.
No, he signed a.
He signed an extension.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
5 years,
he signed a
$163
5-year
million
extension. He's there.
Bro
He's
is
there.
trapped in Utah.
And he signed too high to trade him.
Yeah,
Really.
they
Yeah.
can't. He can't get out of that one. Then they're gonna have to give up Rudy Gobert. Just the chemistry between the two of them
When's
is
Rudy
awful.
Gobert's contract?
Rudy
I'm
Gobert.
assuming he probably signed an extension as well, dude. Like,
If they gave an extension to Rudy Gobert, I swear, bro.
He's won like 5 straight defensive player of the years.
Yeah,
Just
well, I
let-
also think he's very overrated.
you just said that he's good on offense.
What are you on
and
about?
But
I feel
I'm
like
not
if you're saying
saying
he's
that
overrated,
that,
then
that doesn't mean that I said he should be defensive player of the year all 5 years, in my opinion.
He's so
Wasn't
good defensively.
Draymond in like 3 of those? How are you?
No, yeah, no. I think he hasn't won it 5 times. I think it's been like
No, he hasn't actually won it 5 times, but he's
You're
been
over
in like
exaggerating. Like Draymond
yeah,
won.
No,
a couple.
He's still very good defensively.
He's won 3 times now, Rudy
Yeah,
Gobert.
it's 3 times.
And I'm sorry, but Gobert shows the signs of just a solid defensive player, but I don't think he deserves defensive player of the year in a lot of different ones that he's won. It should have gone to
You signed 2 5-year contracts. There's nothing you can do. No one's taking on either of these players' contracts.
Well, then Utah.
It's just unfortunate.
Well, okay, well then I mean,
Unfortunate.
what do they do now?
They got to sort it out. They have to sort it out. That's the solution. You have to figure out a way to build chemistry between these guys.
Well, from
change the pieces around him. I don't
Before-
know like what you can do.
I
Bryce
like the
O'Neal's
pieces
fine.
around them. Actually,
the
I like
pieces
the
around them are
Donovan is
solid,
fine.
but
Clarkson.
Utah's just not a good
Clarkson's
squad
nice.
in general.
I just think they need to fix chemistry between Mitchell and
They're
Gobert.
They're not going to anymore. This
Is
has
that
been going
even
on
possible?
since 2020. Since
Well,
when Gobert
we'll-
shut down the entire league. That's how long this stuff's been going on. Wait,
Yeah.
this shit's been going on.
Hey, it is what it is. Let's move on to what else? Let's go to Minnesota. The Minnesota Memphis series. I've had a fun time watching this one.
So have I.
Kieran, maybe not. Game 1, that was a great one. That was a great time. You want to reminisce on that one?
I have
God,
not
the
watched
amount-
any of these 3 games actually live.
Yep, that is true. That is.
I don't
true.
blame you. I wouldn't want to see a soft ass big man like Cat on the court either. All things considered, bro needs to man the hell up, in my opinion.
One thing I like though is seeing like my team on the court in the playoffs.
One thing I like is seeing that you guys are still gonna be in a drought and not even gonna
How's
win
Cancun? That's my question. Let's ask
Cancun's
LeBron.
good, dude. Cancun, I'm fine with. At least we won a playoff.
I'd rather be
series.
in Cancun than be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, dude.
Yeah, I'd rather be in Cancun than Minnesota of all places. We in Minnesota now.
You can count
just
on
to
the city.
just to
We have
recap.
an eighth of the payroll, and we're better. An eighth of the payroll.
You can't say that. You're a Yankees
You also
fan.
have the
You
eight.
can't talk about payroll. You're a Yankees and Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but that's a little. But other sports aside,
Yeah,
we've
that's
at least
okay.
won a ring.
that's true.
We've
That
at
is
least won
true.
it. Oh, no, let me dumb it down a little bit. We've at least won a playoff series. We've made it out of the first round since 2004. Yeah, we have two. What was it? 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2007 also actually. 2012.
I'm
Had a
riding
bad
my
drought.
recency
We
bias
come
with
back.
my 1
We
year
win.
playoff.
We win a ring. You guys, the Sonics. I'm gonna say this again. I said this last show. The Sonics. How is that possible? How?
Very
I
defensive.
can't
for a
imagine being a
man sitting in
Minnesota fan, man.
Cancun.
But recapping today and the last game as well. The last game, Ja Morant went crazy, and that was a great performance from him. This game, not so much. I think he was super mid.
He was
He had a
so
triple
bad.
double. He had a triple double.
but performance was not good. Triple double was nothing. Look at his stat line.
He had 7 turnovers and it was like 4 for 18.
He was
I
was
didn't watch the
atrocious.
game. I was on a
Yeah, I
flight.
did it.
he was awful today. I saw his stats. I saw parts of the games. He was not as impactful as his teammates.
did
But this is where
nothing, bro.
Memphis steps up.
Jesus Christ.
Bev
It's a
was
great
okay,
sport
by the
to
way,
watch.
Pat Bev was on some other shit today. Doing the crazy. Remember how he told Steph that the next 5 years of my bro took that seriously. I'm not even kidding. Today was the weirdest. He threw it off the backboard. You guys saw that, right? that highlight. That was absolutely crazy. Kobe Beverly out here throwing shit off the backboard. And
Bro was really crying over making it in the play-in.
bro dunked. Bro got a wide open dunk. He hasn't dunked since 2019, by the way. But bro got a wide open dunk off a fast break and started doing this. It's like on his head.
But like Pat Beverly's the last guy on the list that we blame for this loss. Yeah.
Mhm.
Pat
Yeah.
Beverly's the only
That's for
player-
sure. But whenever Bev was on the court,
Carl Town took 4 shots, and you go to Patrick Beverly. He's the only guy in this goddamn franchise that shows any heart.
yeah, well, you know
Patrick
what?
sits
Patrick
down
Beverly,
on the
Patrick
Pump fakes 4 threes and misses. Patrick
Bev,
Beverly's the only guy I don't blame. Finchy, shit. Towns, terrible. Ants, today, bad.
mid.
D'Lo, fine.
He's
Fine for
okay.
now.
He's so
Patrick
inconsistent.
Beverly's
too.
the only player that's done anything.
Bev, but the reason that people just draw their attention to Bev is because he acts a fool.
You just said Josh shot for 4 for 18. That's because of Bev. Cat got dominated.
Last game,
D'Lo
Ja
didn't
also
really do
went
anything.
crazy, but I mean, shit, we're not gonna
But I
talk
mean-
about that. And
Ja wasn't great in game 1 or 3.
Ja was.
Game 2 is what I expected, honestly, the whole series to be. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the even number game, so I think he's gonna do good game 4. I think he's gonna do good. And additionally, you know, I've never seen a team like Minnesota that can be so up tempo and fast paced and young looking and like promising, but then just fall flat on their face like the way they did today. I mean, you blow 2 20-point leads.
Minnesota
I feel like that's what a young-looking, fast-paced team does.
No, a young looking fast
Like, they're
paced
just
team.
not that.
A young looking fast paced team would start off to a big lead and only lose that lead once, if at all. You look at teams like I know that they're not in the playoffs right now, but Charlotte. You look at a team like Charlotte, who's a lot younger.
I'm so happy we're not Charlotte. I mean, they're like 500 last 5 seasons. Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, but wait, didn't Minnesota like not even make the playoffs the last like?
Exactly.
Didn't
Neither has
Minnesota
Charlotte.
have like one of the
Why
worst
you
records
Charlotte-
comparing us to
a couple years
Charlotte?
ago?
But if you look at Charlotte and you look at how like they're also a young team, they're a fast paced team. But the fact of the main thing is they don't play at such an inconsistent level. They're consistently good and bad. Like they're 500 this season, but like Minnesota,
Hey, we're not 500 this season because wasn't the whole argument that the Hawks were below 500 and made the playoffs?
were the
Oh,
Hawks
hard.
below?
Oh, Charlotte made the play-in.
They made the play. They lost in the play-in.
Yeah.
But that's like something. But I mean, but that besides that, I mean,
yeah,
Minnesota.
when McCall Bridges or Miles Bridges threw his mouth guard at a child.
Yeah,
That game was hilarious. I loved
No.
that game.
that was crazy. What happened? He called it unacceptable. He goes, "That is unacceptable," and it made it sound like he was blaming
No,
the kid
No,
for getting in the
that's
way.
not what happened. He said it's unacceptable. Then he said he started his president. I want to find that kid. To
He
apologize.
said, "Please give me that kid's contacts." All right, but anyways, back to the point. Yeah, I think Memphis is still taking this in 5.
Probably.
We'll see. All right.
What's next?
I think Phoenix, New Orleans, we talk about just a little bit. I mean, not as much.
I
'cause
never
right-
say about this series, like just the fact that
I
Booker's
think
out 2
Phoenix
weeks.
gets okay. I just want to say Phoenix gets through, but Devin Booker being injured is going to catch up to them.
That's so hurtful. That's so
Okay, okay.
bad.
I feel so bad for him. I feel
If
really
it's
bad for
1
him.
week, I don't think it matters. 'Cause
3 to
that's
4
just-
weeks.
3 to 4.
I thought it was 1 to 2.
No,
think that's
the
gonna be great,
specialists on the team are now saying that the hamstring strain could like it could prolong it to 3 to 4 weeks, which is actually crazy because this is the playoffs. I mean, let's say they get past New Orleans, they play Dallas, and Luka will be back.
We might play Utah.
Ooh, they might play Utah. Oh, then they're not a threat.
I
Then
think
the
it's
Suns go. Then the Suns go to the semis.
But then, what if you're playing Dallas with a healthy Luka?
Yeah, then that's catastrophic.
I wouldn't say catastrophic, but it'd be a good series.
Not really, because the Suns without Book have been. Actually, wait, no. The Suns without Chris Paul have been really bad, but the Suns with Chris Paul.
No, Suns with Chris Paul have been they didn't slow down once Chris Paul got injured. They still were able to keep the
Then,
one.
They were fine without Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, then
We haven't seen them without Booker. We haven't seen them
we
without
haven't
Booker.
seen them without Booker, which
That's
is
the
kind of the whole
question.
issue.
It's a question mark.
Yeah.
I think we'll see how they adjust in New Orleans coming off of a loss.
That really sucks.
That's tough. That's gonna be tough. New Orleans is gonna be rocking. See, I think for me, the Phoenix is just kind of a wait and see situation right now to see how they respond.
I'm honestly not very worried. I don't love the Pels.
Panic button. I'm probably at like a 5.
The panic
I'm at
meter.
a 6. Panic meter. Yeah, I'm at a 6.
The panic meter
think,
about this first round series for me is like a 2.
No, just in general about Phoenix.
I'm talking about
Just in
generally.
about Phoenix.
In general, the 6 about the Pelicans is a 2. They can do it without
Anything about the
Devin Booker.
Pelicans is like my Pelicans meter is non-existent. Even if they take it to 7 or 6, they're not winning.
All right. Let's get into some Eastern Conference matchups. Kind of, quickly mention, Heat up 2-0. They look really good.
Easy slaps.
easy.
Trae Young sucks this series.
Yeah.
Ice Trae.
Joel Embiid in the 4-5 Sixers and Raptors hits a
Got his
game winner in
revenge.
overtime.
He's a bad
Gets revenge.
man.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see Embiid to get the revenge on that.
I was just so pissed when Drake.
I wish it was in the right corner. That would have
Me
been
too.
hilarious.
That would have been poetic, but I mean,
Inbound was on the wrong side.
what was even more poetic was 2 years ago, Drake, or what? Not 2, 3 years ago.
3 years
Drake
ago.
was
Bubble.
Drake was shit talking the hell out of the Sixers in that series, and now Drake is following Embiid like a little kid to his locker room, to an opposing team's locker.
Like laughing when he said, "Oh, we're gonna sleep, you guys." And he was like, "Yeah, man." Like,
The signs of a terrible fan.
yeah, seriously. But let's get into the interesting stuff. Bulls, Bucks. This has become a really interesting series, like out of nowhere. Bulls take game 2.
I said I believe in the Bulls.
Middleton got
We
hurt.
doubted you.
But I still think the Bucks are gonna go in 6. Middleton's out, so that could actually lead to a 7-game series.
Middleton hasn't been great in the first 2.
He hasn't, yeah, but he still
He
makes
had
an impact.
some big. He's
he's a
big
presence.
games.
He
He
had a
makes
couple
big
nice
shots,
ones.
and he in my opinion, he's a more like relevant player in the fourth quarter than Giannis is in the fourth quarter. If you look at just like the playoff series and games in general,
I don't
close
think
games.
anyone's more relevant than Giannis at any point in the game.
In the fourth quarter, Middleton takes more shots and makes more shots. Which is
Dude,
the key.
Giannis turned it up in that fourth quarter. Like, you can't tell me.
But
that.
I think Giannis can take those shots.
I think that Milwaukee would still is still taking it in 6. That's because like Chicago. I mean, DeMar had to drop 41 for them to win. Very close.
Not the shots that Middleton, not the physical shots that Middleton were taking, but I
But
think
just
Giannis
like replace
can
the scoring. Yeah, okay.
take 6 more shots in the fourth quarter without it being a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it could. It's Giannis. Giannis is a freak of nature, but I mean, Chicago, I don't really have much more faith in them to make it past Milwaukee, just because DeMar had to drop like 41.
DeMar
For them
can't
to
do
win
it 3
close
more
game.
times. I'm not
He
gonna lie.
cannot. He's tired. I think that's is that what we have to say on that series? Because the
Yeah,
really
I
interesting series.
But if you're the Bulls, it's like nothing but like positive playoff experience as a team. Like you
Yeah.
don't have Lonzo. You've been injury riddled for the last 4 months.
Yeah,
Come
They-
back next
You'll be
year.
back next year. You got to
a lot better next year. They could build more.
even looking short term, like you're heading into the series and heading back to Chicago with a side series like that. That's always a good sign.
He's taking home field advantage back.
How is Caruso doing? He's not playing, right? He broke his wrist.
He was playing.
He's fine.
He's playing, right?
I saw him in game 2.
He hasn't been
maybe he got
insane,
injured in
though.
game 2 at the end, but
No, he played.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Right.
Finally, the final series, 2 versus 7 in the East. Boston versus Brooklyn, and Boston looks good.
Brooklyn's abysmal.
Brooklyn's abysmal. KD had a horrible game. Game 2.
Was that KD's worst worst playoff half of his career.
Yes,
It must be.
it's
Yeah.
his
Worst
it's his
half of
worst
his
playoff
career.
performance of his career. He was getting, well, he got locked up. I've never seen KD get locked up. We talk a lot about how he's one of the greatest skilled scorers of all time.
He was getting locked
If
up.
not he was getting locked. Tatum
I mean,
blocked him like
that-
3 times.
That defense is really good.
That's a
Led by-
good Celtics defense,
Led
man.
by DPOY,
Newly
Smart,
named, yeah.
dirty Marcus Smart. I'll give him that, but
He's dirty, but he won.
yeah, fair play to him.
You got to give him that. His ability to pick pockets is insane.
Tatum, I mean, even without, like, I thought, they were going to take a little step back when they lost Robert Williams, but Celtics look really good. If you had to ask me right now, I think my finals is Warriors Celtics.
Oh wow, that's not even a bad take right now.
That's a good take.
Right
Right
now,
now,
that is
that's
a
a
good
good
take.
Like, you could call it recency bias.
Yeah.
But like also like the teams that we see make it to the finals in the NBA playoffs are just teams who are the hottest in the playoffs. That's how you win the playoffs. If you're hot, these teams get off to a hot start. They don't look like they're slowing down really.
I guess someone should sign Jimmy Garoppolo then.
Fuck you.
Damn.
Boston's really impressing me.
I think that for them to lock up KD so much that his mom went back to her AAU mom days of yelling at the referees and opposing players just shows how frustrating playing against
and
Boston
how rare
in general
that is
could be.
for him. How rare that is.
It's very rare. I think that Brooklyn still has a good chance to take this back because
Ben Simmons comes back game 4. Confirmed.
That's not going to do anything for them.
That's not helping your argument, Kieran.
I don't know if that helped. I don't know why they
No,
did that.
One thing I do like about Ben Simmons coming back is,
I also have
that's
Celtics
defense. That's defense to guard guys like Tatum and Brown. That's something
defense is not the Nets' issue though. It's not their biggest issue. Their offensive performance was horrendous. Their defensive performance was as any normal NBA or any.
Durant's not going to shoot 0 for 10 in another half.
I don't think he will. And Kyrie had a terrible game, but that's just because the atmosphere. You know how Kyrie is, with it.
Boston got rowdy, and they turned.
But it's Boston. I've seen NBA Twitter say some crazy things about Boston, but none of them are false. It's such a hard environment to play in. And Kyrie does not thrive on negativity as much. So, I mean, I'm still keeping my picks right now in my opinion because a lot of these series could go either way.
What was our pick? What was our pick as a group for that one?
We said we said Brooklyn, dude.
I feel like we consensus said Brooklyn in 7.
We did
say Brooklyn in 7, but I obviously kind of changed my mind on that with my latest finals prediction.
I'm more 50-50 now, but I mean, Boston just looks really good.
I wish I think Boston has to be above 50-50 chance right now.
Yeah, I think
you're saying it's 50-50 with a 2-game head start.
65-35, 70-30 in my eyes to Boston. Which is it's fun. This has been a great first week of the playoffs. Hopefully it's gonna be another good week when we record next week as well. Hopefully not seeing any more players get injured because it sucks to see all these players dropping like flies. It pisses me off as a fan. I wish we couldn't have to deal with that, but it is what it is. With that being said, thank you so much for watching today's show. For Kieran Costa and I'm Nate Martin. Thank you so much. We'll see you all next week.